October 5th, 2011, Steve Jobs died at age 56. He died of pancreatic cancer. I just felt that I should share a few words and stuff. Now, I'm not really a die-hard Apple user or fan or Mac user, but I do think that Steve Jobs was a great guy, and he definitely was a visionary. You know, he had something from when he was young that he was just these visions and stuff, and today we've made it happen. Or he made it happen. Apple made it happen. You know, I remember when the iPod came out and I was in public school. I think it was like grade 7 or 8 or something like that. And actually it could be even earlier than that. And that was just this big thing. Before that, I really didn't know what a Mac was. I really didn't know what Apple was and stuff. I liked technology back then and stuff. You know, but I didn't know exactly who Apple was and stuff. Today almost everybody knows who Steve Jobs is and Apple and things like that. You know, I have an iPhone. I love it. I remember when I was younger, I was thinking that someday, you know, cell phones back, well, when I was younger, years back, I'm not that old now, but when I was in like grade 6 or 7, and even before that, you know, they had analog cell phones that were, you know, they weren't bricks, but they couldn't do the things you could do today, and I always had a thing for technology, you know, and that was that all the stuff that we have today, back then I figured eventually it would happen, you know, and things like video calling and all that, you know, Steve Jobs had this visionary, and with the Apple and stuff, I think he did a tremendous job. I think he helped revolutionize the way technology is today and all these ideas and stuff, and with the help of Apple and the people who worked with them too and stuff. But, you know, he was a real inspiration and stuff. He inspired me in a way. You know, I can't put this thing down. This is the best thing. Honestly, this is the best thing I ever got, pretty much, for a small device, a toy or whatever. And I got a 3G when it came out, when it came to Canada, and then I looked at Android and stuff, thought that was cool, but I just couldn't do it. I had to go and get an iPhone 4, you know, a couple years after and stuff. I don't know why. I'm not really a Mac user or anything, but I think some of the stuff that's in the iPhone that is cool. And I really think if Steve Jobs wasn't really around today, where would we be? You know, because like back in grade 6 and 7, things like that, I didn't really know what a Mac was. I kind of heard of it. You know, it was all Windows and stuff. But now, you know, Apple has made a name for itself. And, you know, it's inspiring to me because I have ideas and visions too, you know. And one of the things Steve Jobs did was, you know, he went forward, he did it, he created Apple, he'll create Apple, you know, and I'm hoping maybe that, you know, my visions and stuff maybe someday could be something, you know, maybe not on a huge scale like him, but, you know, you have to know you can't give up hope on these things. He went for a goal, and that's something that everybody should do if they're passionate about something. And I have like this huge passion for technology. You can talk to pretty much anybody I know. You know, one of my things is posting stuff on YouTube, interacting with people online and things like that. That was a huge thing. And years ago, this stuff wasn't even really possible at the time, you know. And I don't know. I'm quite shocked to see that Steve Jobs passed away. You know, I was talking to somebody about Steve Jobs and Apple one day. I can't remember. I think I was where was I? Was it a Walmart or something? Maybe it was Staples. But the guy said he was a Mac user. He enjoyed using Apple products, and, you know, great, you know, another die-hard user, and, you know, having to listen to an Apple speech or whatever, you know. He was going on saying, you know, if anybody could cheat death, it'd be Steve Jobs, you know. And I guess it never happened. I guess you can't cheat death. But I just all the buzz on Twitter and everything. It exploded and on CNN within like 10 minutes because he died at what is it? What time was it? He died at 7:45, and like within 10 minutes or so, it was all over Twitter. It was all over CNN and stuff. You think about this 10 years ago, like it wouldn't happen like this, social media and things like that. And like I said, I'm not really like a complete Apple fan or anything like that, but his visions and stuff, like, I don't really know what to say. I wanted to share that Steve Jobs really has made an impact in some things. Not necessarily fully him, but he was the team leader. He was the guy that just went all out there, Without him, I don't think Apple could have really went as far as it did. But, now that he's gone, Apple can still live on. Technology's still going to go on. There's people that know him well enough to know and be able to think on what he would do. It's to me, he was an idol. And me being in the tech industry and that, even though I'm not a whole diehard Apple fan, you know what I mean? He was still a cool person, just like Bill Gates is. He's another idol. He's pretty cool. If it wasn't for Steve Jobs or Apple or things like that, what would we have for technology today? Would it be better? Would it be worse? What would have happened? It's just, I'd like to know what you think of this. What you thought of Steve Jobs. What do you think of someone like him being a visionary and, being able to do what he liked? He had a love for technology and stuff and wanted to change the world with it. And it happened. What do you think? Let me know. It's he's up in the iCloud now. It's ironic that iCloud's coming out, but he's kind of up there, in the iCloud. And well, rest in peace, Steve. I hope Apple does live on and stuff, because I wouldn't mind getting another iPhone once this thing is up and going away, because, well, I don't know. For me, I guess I have some sort of buzz with the Apple, what would you call it, the Apple fever? Something like that. I like the iPhone. Nothing else can seem to top it, But Apple lives on. Rest in peace, Steve Jobs. Leave your questions and comments. Chat later.